stuck around the mid, so the market isn't handing England much extra credit yet. That tells you France's equalizer threat is a live wire here, because one goal back quickly drags momentum and drop pricing right into the spotlight. Despite England leading 1-0, win probabilities are basically dead even in the highs for both teams, with the draw still sitting in the mids. So, this market's refusing to crown a frontrunner. That keeps the spotlight on France's response right now. One equalizer and the draw instantly becomes the price story again. France is still marginally priced ahead around 40% despite trailing with England in the highs and the draw mids. So, the goal hasn't really shifted the pecking order. At 0-1 this early, that screams France, push next, and the equalizer is the one that would actually force the market to re-rate. Even at 0-1, the market's basically a coin flip, with France and England both sitting around the high win range while the draw stays in the mid-sis and liquidity looks stacked on the offer. That tells you traders still see France's equalizer as the next swing point.
5 minutes in, and France win a free kick in the attacking half as Desidou is clipped by Jarel Quansah. That's a cheap foul to concede with. England 1-0 up already. France will fancy one clean delivery here to test that backline early.
Prices are still basically a coin flip, with France and England both in the high range, while the draw sits around a quarter and the book is heavy on the sell side. With France down 0-1 at 5 minutes and a dangerous free kick coming, an equalizer is the catalyst that would yank this market around.
5 minutes in, and England lead France 1-0, and you can already see why this might get stretched. It's basically one true screen in midfield on each side, with runners trying to appear between the lines. If France's next pass beats Declan Rice, England's backline could be asked to defend big spaces early.
The market's still a near coin flip, with France and England both around 40%, while the draw sits in the mids and there's heavy sell liquidity hanging above. With France 0-1 down and that attacking free kick right now, an equalizer is the one moment that would force a proper repricing.
MBB has just had a right-footed effort from the left side of the box, blocked at 5 minutes. Rabiot the provider. France are already trying to hit back quickly at 0-1, but England's defenders got out-sharp and stood him up before he could open his body.
6 minutes in, prices are still basically a coin flip, with England and France both near 40%, while the draw sits in the mids and there's a big wall of sell liquidity overhead. With France trailing 0-1, the cleanest trigger is still a French equalizer to force that draw line sharply back into play. 6 minutes in, the market's still basically split, with France and England both just under 40%, while the draw holds in the mids and the order book looks very offer heavy. With France down 0-1, that setup says one French equalizer is still the moment that really forces a reprice.
7 minutes in, and England are piling on. Rashford's right-footed strike from the middle of the box is blocked, and it spins behind up Malo Gusto for an England corner. That's a big warning for France. Ace has found Rashford in a really dangerous central pocket there.
Even with the England 1-0 up, the win odds are still basically a coin flip in the highs, each while the draw sits in the lows and the book looks very sell-heavy overhead. That keeps the pressure on France to find an early equalizer, because that's the one goal that snaps the draw back into center stage. Despite England leading 1-0, the market's still split, with England just under 4-0, France just under 4-0, and the draw around a quarter and the sell side looks stacked above the current range. With England winning corners and getting looks, another England goal is the one that would finally force a real separation in pricing.
8 minutes gone and England lead France 1-0, and you can sense France are a touch shaky when they try to play out from the back. A couple of loose touches are exactly what England's front players are hunting, because every turnover is turning into a sprint back towards their own box.
Pricing's still basically dead, even with England and France both around the high win range and the draw near a quarter, so that early goal hasn't created any real separation yet. At 0-1 after 8 minutes, it still feels like France's next punch for an equalizer is the moment that would actually jolt this market.
9 minutes in, England still lead France 1-0, and Iberique Eze has just had another effort blocked before he's then won a free kick out on the left after Malo Gusto Staus. England are finding Eze in that right channel pocket, and he's getting his shot away quickly, forcing France to put bodies in the way. England are 1-0 up inside 3 minutes through Declan Rice, and you can understand the Robson 1982 comparison. 18 minutes and England have doubled it. Ezri Konsa rises in the middle and heads home from the corner. Declan Rice again the provider with the quality cross. France was scrambling at the Saka shot was blocked, and that concession of the corner has been punished brutally.
England's win odds have finally pulled clear into roughly 2/3, with France down in the teens and the draw under 2-0. So the market has stopped treating this like a coin flip at 0-2. From here, France need the very next goal just to make it a live contest again.
22 minutes gone and it's France 0-2. England and France do look a touch leggy and a half step late in their defending. England's played with sharper energy and they've already made set pieces count, so France have to lift the intensity fast or this slips away.
England's now priced as a clear front runner at about 2/3, with France down in the high teens and the draw around 1/5. Proper separation after that second goal. At 0-2 on 2-3 minutes, France need the next goal to drag this back into a real market fight.
And Pabes just dragged a right-footed hit from outside the box, wide to the right. Olace with the layoff. France trying to find something quickly at 0-2 down. And now we've got a drinks break at 2-3 minutes. A chance for this shot to reset them because England have looked far too comfortable.
England still priced as the clear leader at roughly 2/3, with a draw around 1/5 in France in the high teens, and the book is stacked with heavy sell liquidity overhead. At 0-2 in the 2-3 RD minute, France need the next goal quickly or this market stays locked in England's control.
24 minutes in and it's France 0, England 2, and you can see why Jet Spence is getting those plaudits. He looks calmer in his decision-making now, doing the hard defensive job first and then picking his moments to push on and give England an extra outball.
England still prices the clear front runner at around 2/3, while both France and the draw sit down in the teens to low 20s, and the book looks heavy on the sell side, above. At 0-2 on 2-4 minutes, France need the very next goal to stop this feeling like England's game to manage.
24 minutes gone, France 0, England 2, and that scoreline makes even Tony's rare start even more fascinating. With Kane on the bench, this is his chance to show he can pin center backs and tidy up England's hold-up play when they want to slow it down.
England still holds about a 2/3 win chance, while France and the draw are stuck in the high teens with big sell walls overhead, so the market's basically stable after the 0-2. At 2-4 minutes, France need the next goal soon to crack that control and force a real repricing. England's still priced around a 2/3 favorite, with France and the draw both sitting in the high teens, so despite some big positioning, the market's basically holding steady at 2-6 minutes. At 0-2, France's next goal is the only thing that really forces this to reopen.
26 minutes gone. France 0-2 England, and it's been brutally efficient from England rather than silky. The moment France cough it up or concede a set piece, England are straight into that fast, direct surge. France need to stop gifting those cheap transition triggers first. 27 minutes in Miami, France 0, England 2, and it's the contrast that jumps out. England haven't had to be pretty, just clinical off turnovers and that corner. For France, the fix is simple but brutal. Look after the first pass and don't hand England those sprinting transition moments. 27 minutes gone, France 0, England 2, and England have barely needed rhythm. They've just been ruthless. The instant France lose it or give up a set piece, France have to protect the ball better in their own half because every loose touch is turning into a sprinting England break.
England still priced around a 2/3 favorite, with France and the draw both stuck in the high teens and heavy sell liquidity sitting overhead. So there's no real repricing despite all that big order flow. At 0-2 on 2-7 minutes, France need the next goal to make this market feel genuinely live again. England stays priced as a clear 2/3 favorite, while France and the draw hover in the mid to high teens, and that huge sell side depth above is keeping any rally capped. At 0-2 on 2-7 minutes, France need the next goal fast, or this just stays England's game to manage.
28 minutes in, and it's France 0, England 2. That's a massive early deficit at this level, and it's all coming from England being absolutely clinical in the big moments. France can't keep offering set pieces and cheap turnovers because England have punished every single one.
England still prices roughly a 2/3 favorite, with France and the draw both stuck in the high teens and a lot of sell liquidity sitting overhead, so it's basically unchanged. At 0-1 to 8 minutes, France need the very next goal off this corner to force a real repricing.
28 minutes gone, France 0, England 2, and France are trying to crack up the press again after that drink spray. But the real leak is concentration. Every sloppy turnover or set-piece moment has turned into an England goal threat, and they've been clinical.
England remains about a 2/3 favorite, with France in the draw, both in the mid to high teens. And that thick sell-side depth overhead is still capping any squeeze despite the chunky contrarian flow. At 0-2 on 2 9 minutes, France need the next goal to make this feel like a contest again.
At 2:09 minutes, France 0-2 England, and that tight offside call has clearly wound France up. The frustration is understandable, but at 2 down, they've got to park the complaints and make sure the next attack ends with a clean shot, not a whistle, and a shrug. 29 minutes gone in Miami, and it's France 0-2 England, and you can feel the conditions shifting as the sunshine breaks through after that earlier rain. With the humidity still hanging, that drinks break isn't just a pause, it's a real chance to manage energy and keep the pressing decisions smart.
England remains about a 2/3 favor with France, and the draw still sitting in the high teens, and that big sell-side depth overhead keeping a lid on any bounce. With France down 0-2 at 3-0 minutes, they need the next goal suit or this stays an England control game.
Half an hour gone in Miami, France 0-2 England, and you can hear the groans every time that offside flag goes up early. The key thing is if the whistle kills the move, Valti can't drag it back, so assistants are being pushed to delay it, but it's still not always consistent. Half an hour played in Miami, France 0-2 England, and England are absolutely comfortable letting it breathe on the ball before snapping into a quicker gear. When those runs go beyond Ivan Toney, you can see France's midfield hesitating, track the runner, or protect the space, and that split second is goal for England. 30 minutes play, France 0-2 England, and that offside sequence is exactly the kind that drives players mad when the flag goes up early. If the whistle stops, the move VAR can't always give you back the corner or the momentum. And at 2 down, France will feel every marginal call twice as hard. 31 minutes gone, France 0-2 England, and that's the chess match right now. Toney drops into that pocket and France have to choose. Step out and risk the channel or hold the line and let him turn. At 2 down, that half second of doubt is exactly how England slow it down and then punch forward. On cue.
England still sits around a 2/3 win chance with France in the draw, both in the high teens and a ton of sell-side liquidity overhead, keeping the pricing pinned. With it still 0-2 at 3. 1 minute France need the next goal to force any meaningful repricing.
32 minutes in Miami, France 0-2 England, and England's center-backs look utterly in sync. They're stepping, covering, and keeping the box clean so France can't find that final punch into Mbappe. France have got to tidy the ball in midfield because every loose turnover is handing England acres to counter. 32 minutes play, France 0-2 England, and England's shape just looks set. Those center backs are moving as one, and the midfield screen arrives instantly to squeeze NB past space. France have to move the ball cleaner and a touch wider because the middle is being locked down fast.
England stays a clear frontrunner at about 2/3, while France and the draw are still stuck in the high teens and the books loaded with sell-side liquidity overhead. So price action is basically pinned. With France still down 0-2 at 2 minutes, they need the next goal to make this market feel genuinely live again.
Foul by DSA on 2 minutes, and Jarrell Kwanzaa wins England a free kick back in their own half, with England still 2-0 up. That's exactly what England want right now, a cheap restart, a Brett, and another chance to slow France's momentum. At 3 minutes, it's France 0-2 England, and you can feel France's frustration bubbling every time an early flag or a VAR adjacent stoppage kills a phase. When you're 2 down, those marginal moments don't just stop an attack, they drain belief and force you to start again from scratch. 33 minutes gone, France 0-2 England, and you can see why England looks so comfortable. The center backs are stepping together and that midfield screen is arriving fast to smother Memphis space. France have to value the ball more because every sloppy turnover is handing England a clean counter picture. 33 minutes gone and England are flagged offside again. Ivan Toney just strays beyond the line and that move is dead. It's another little stoppage that lets England reset and breathe at 2-0 up while France are forced to start that pressure all over again. 34 minutes gone, France trail England by 2, and you can see the problem when France lose it. That center-back line isn't moving as one. England love that moment of hesitation. One defender steps, one holds, and suddenly the counter lane is wide open. 34 minutes and France is 0-2 down, and England just looks so settled between the back line and that midfield screen, squeezed in the middle until France can't find a clean pass into the box. The worry for France is that split-second hesitation between their center backs, step out or hold, and England are ready to sprint straight into the space.
England's win chance is still sitting around 2/3 with France in the draw both in the high teens, and the book looks lopsided with heavy sell liquidity capping any bounce. At 0-2 on 3-4 minutes, France need the next goal soon, or this just stays priced as an England management job.
35 minutes and France finally get Mbappé right in the heart of the box. Right foot strike from central range where England's keeper stands him up and makes the save. That's the warning sign for England. One clean pass through the middle and France can land a punch quickly. 35 minutes play, France still trail England 0-2, and Mbappe's just had another central effort save. You can see England's platform here. That center-back pairing stays tight, and when France turn it over, the gaps behind them look huge in a heartbeat.
England's still holding roughly a 2/3 win chance, with France in the draw parked in the mid to high teens and that heavy sell side depth keeping prices pinned despite the big contrarian tickets. At 0-2 on 3-5 minutes, France basically need the very next goal off one of these MPEG chances to crack this market open. England still priced as about a 2/3 favorite, with France in the draw both stuck in the high teens despite some chunky contrarian tickets. This book's basically pinned. At 0-2 in the 3-5 TH, that Mbappé chance matters, because a France goal is the one trigger that forces a real repricing.
35 minutes gone, France 0-2 England, and England's most reliable route still feels like that right-hand lane with Saka, direct quick feet, and asking France's left side hard questions. If France don't get an extra body across that space in behind, he's going to keep opening up on the next transition.
France is down in the low teens, and the draw is only a mid-teens look, so the market's leaning harder into an England result at 0-2. If France don't land the next goal soon, this is set up for England to just manage the tempo and see out the half.
36 minutes, France still trail England 0-2, and there's real irritation now with the referee drifting into those number 10 pockets and clogging the passing lanes. When you're 2 down, that tiny obstruction is enough to break the rhythm and give England another reset.
England's win odds have tightened into the high balls now with the draw near 1-0 and France down around the low single digits, and the sell side stacks look heavy overhead for any comeback bid. At 0-2 on 3, 6 minutes France basically the next goal to stop. This turning into pure England game management.
Corner for France at 3-5. Henderson palms it behind. England have gone 0-3 up at 37. Dusaka on the break. Market impact is huge. Can you give the immediate repricing implications for comeback probability?
Markets have England near a 9 and 10 favorite now, while France is priced in the low single digits and the draw around 10, with huge sell-side stacks overhead killing any comeback pop. At 0-3 in the 3HEH, France's next goal is basically the only thing that reopens this pricing. England is now basically a 9 and 10 favorite, with the draw near single digits, and France priced as a long shot. And the order book still stacked with heavy sell liquidity above any comeback bid. At 0-3 in the 3ATH, France need the very next goal to make this market feel live again before halftime. England's now sitting just under a 9 and 10 win chance, while the draw is down to single digits, and France is priced as a real long shot with massive sell walls overhead. At 0-3 on 3, 9 mids, France basically need the very next goal to stop this feeling like an England control job into halftime.
It's Simon, it's gone, and England are 3-0 up, and France still look wide open the moment they lose it. That Saka goal came straight off a fast break with Rashford sliding the pass. France's front line has got to give them some protection, or England will keep running into acres.
England's still sitting around a 9 and 10 favorite, with France down in the low single digits and the draw barely alive, and the book looks heavy on the sell side above any comeback bids. At 0-3 on 3, 9 minutes, England can just keep it tight to halftime and force France into low percentage shots. England's holding around a 9 and 10 win chance, while draw and France are single digit long shots, and the sell side depth looks heavy enough to cap any comeback bounce. At 0-3 on 4 minutes, England just need to avoid gifting France a pre-halftime lifeline. England is still priced just under a 9 and 10 favorite, with the draw near 7% and France down around 3, and the book is stacked with huge sell walls above any comeback nibble. At 0-3 on 4 minutes, England's main job is simply to get to halftime without handing France that lifeline goal.
"40 minutes in, and France win a free kick on the right wing as Ezli Konsa clips Zeridou. At 3-0 down, this is a rare set-piece chance to load the box and ask a serious question. England have to be switched onto that first ball, and the second one too.
England is still priced as a near 9 and 10 favorite, while the draw in France sit in the single digits, and that lopsided book screams no comeback bid despite a few chunky contrarian tickets. At 0-3 in the 4-1 state, England's priority is simply seeing out to halftime without conceding a lifeline. England's still priced just shy of a 9-0 win chance, with France in the low single digits and the draw under 1-0, and the book is massively one-sided on the sell wall above any comeback. At 0-3 in the 4-1 St. England's just protecting the clean sheet to halftime, because one France goal is the only thing that would reopen this market. England's still holding near a 9 and 10 win chance, while France and the draw stay in single digits, and the sell side liquidity overhead looks overwhelming. At 0-3 in the 4-2 Indy, England just need a con close to halftime, because conceding once is the only real repricing trigger. England still trades around a 9 and 10 win chance, with France in the draw stuck in low single digits and enormous offer side depth sitting above any comeback buying. At 0-3 on 4-2 minutes, it's still all about whether France can nick one before halftime to force a real repricing.
"43 minutes gone, France trail England by 3. and it's the transition moments that are absolutely killing them. Every time England nick it back, the burst pass is sharpened forward, and France's backline is so stretched that one clean break can turn into another big chance.
England stays priced as a roughly 9-0 winner, with France in the draw still in the low single digits and the books lopsided with heavy offers capping any comeback rally. At 0-3 in the 4-3 RD, the only real trigger is France finding one before the break.
"43 minutes on the clock and England lead France 3-0, and you can feel why. When England stay on the front foot, every turnover becomes a straight, ruthless pounder into all that French space. The dilemma now is game management. Do they keep that aggressive first pass or drop off and risk inviting France's pace into the gaps?
England remains priced as about a 9-10 winner, with France and the draw stuck in the low single digits and a ton of offer side liquidity overhead. At 0-3 in the 4-4 TH, the market's basically saying England just need to see out to halftime without conceding.
"44 minutes gone, France trail England by 3. And the scary bit is how easily England are finding Saka and Rashford in those wide channels on the break. France have to get their midfield connected and stop the early cross, because every loose touch is turning into another sprint at their back line.
England's still priced at roughly a 9-0 win chance with a draw down near 7 and France around 4, and the book is loaded with offer side liquidity above any comeback. At 0-3 right on halftime, England just need to shut the door for a few more minutes to keep this market pinned.
"45 minutes and it spreads 0-3 England, and the story is the empty space in France's midfield whenever they lose. If Deschamps can't get bodies tighter between the lines and track those runners, England's next transition will look like a training drill again.
England is still priced as a roughly 9-10 winner, with a drawdown in single digits and France even shorter, and the book stays heavily skewed against any comeback. At 0-3 on the stroke of halftime, England's big job is simply not conceding a lifeline before the break.
Konate clatters into Jet Spence, and England have a free kick on the left wing at 4-5-1 with 4 minutes added, and England cruising at 3-0. This is a perfect moment to slow it down, stick a quality ball into the mixer, and make France defend one more time before the break.
England's win price has tightened into the mid-zones now, while France and the draw are basically penny stock long shots with a huge wall of offers sitting overhead.
Goal for England at 4-5-1, and it's France 0, England 4. Bukayo Saka again, this time a left-footed finish from the center of the box. That's the killer punch right on the edge of halftime, and France have been punished every time. England get into those spaces quickly.
England's win odds have squeezed up to the highs now, with France and the draw effectively priced as tiny long shots and massive sell walls sitting overhead. At 0-4 in first half stoppage time, the market's basically saying England just need to clean close to the break to keep this pin. England's implied win chance is now basically in the highs, while France and the draw are down in the low single digits. And the sell side depth is stacked against any miracle bid. With a 0-4 at 4-5-2, England just need to walk into halftime without conceding to keep this market locked. England sitting in the highs to win, while France and the draw are priced as near impossible, and the sell side depth is towering above any comeback. At 0-4 deep in first half stoppage time, England just need to see out these last seconds to keep it essentially locked. England still priced as a near certain winner in the highs, with France and the drawdown around the 1-2% range and a heavy wall of sell orders overhead. At 0-4 in first half stoppage time, England just need to take the air out of it and reach the break without gifting a lifeline.
Four goals down at 4-5-3. France are absolutely split through the middle, and England keep getting that first forward pass on with runners sprinting beyond them. Deschamps has to restore some midfield balance and demand real defensive work at the break, or these transitions will keep turning into clear chances.
England still priced as an almost certain winner in the highs, with France and the draw pinned to the low single digits and a huge sell wall sitting above any comeback. At 0-4 right before halftime, England's big job is just to get into the break clean and keep this market frozen. England is basically priced as a near lock in the highs, and the book is screaming imbalance, with massive sell walls sitting over any France or draw punt. At 0-4 in stoppage time, England just need to get to halftime without a sloppy concession to keep this pinned.
Corner for England at 4-5-4, and France have just about crawled to the interval with the damage already. Massive at 0-4. Another set play here is exactly what England have hurt them once already tonight. France have to win that first header and get out.
England still trading like a near lock in the highs, while France and the draw sit around the 1-2% area with huge sell side walls overhead. At 0-4 at 4-5-5, the market's basically saying England just need to stroll into halftime without getting a free goal.
"45-5, but it's a foul by Marc Guéhi, Mike Main of France. Get the free kick in their own defensive half, and that'll be that for the first half. Halftime in this one, France 0, England 4, and England's transition moments have been absolutely ruthless.
England still priced as a near certain winner in the highs, with France and the draw stuck around the 1-2% zone and big offer-side walls smothering any comeback. At halftime, at 0-4, the only thing that really shifts this is an early second half France goal.
Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's been England's transitions that have torn this game open. Deschamps has a brutal call now. If he doesn't add an extra body in midfield to get pressure back on the ball, France will keep getting run straight through the moment they lose it. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that last soccer strike right before the break just summed it all up. France look most exposed when they're in possession because the ball gets turned over with zero pressure, and you can see why Deschamps might have to drop an attacker just to get a grip in midfield.
England's win line is basically glued in the highs, and France plus the draw are still priced like remote long shots with big offer walls overhead. With it, 0-4 at halftime, the one thing that can actually loosen this grip is France striking early, right after the restart. England stays priced as a near lock in the highs, and France plus the draw are stranded around the 1-2% area with heavy offer walls smothering any comeback bids. At 0-4, at halftime, the only live way this loosens is France landing an early second half goal.
Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's not just the scoreline. France had to come out with pride and proper edge after being ripped open in transition again and again. For England, it's about staying sharp and disciplined. Don't give France a spark. Keep that burst forward pass on. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, total control, and now it's about game management for England in the second half. Kane talk is just chatter for now, but you could see England using fresh legs up top to keep France honest and stop any momentum swing. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and now it's all about control without switching off. England can absolutely think about fresh legs up front after the break, keep a run to threaten them behind, make France defend, and don't offer them any cheap momentum.
England is still priced as a near-certain winner in the highs with the draw, and France stuck around the 1 to 2% zone and heavy sell walls overhead. At 0-4 at halftime, the only real crack in that would be France scoring early after the restart. England still priced as a near-certain winner in the highs with France, and the draw stuck in the low single digits and the sell side stacked against any comeback. At 0-4 at halftime, the only way this gets interesting is France scoring quickly after the restart.
Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that Saka blast right on the whistle just underline how clinical England have been. The big second half question is whether France can tighten that midfield protection, because every loose pass has been turned into an England runner flying through the middle. Halftime at 4-5-5, France 0, England 4, and that Saka finish on 4-5-1 has left France staring at a mountain. But the second half, it's about whether France can stop those straight early balls through the middle that keep putting England in behind.
England still priced as a near-certain winner in the highs with France and the draw stuck in the low single digits and the book lopsided with heavy offers against any comeback. At 0-4 at halftime, the one thing that dents that grip is France landing an early goal after the restart.
Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that's a brutal scoreline for Les Bleus to take into the dressing room. The telling detail is England keep finding that first early pass through the middle, and France haven't had the midfield protection to slow it down.
England's win price is still basically pinned in the highs, and the draw plus France are stuck around 1 to 2% with massive sell walls, killing any comeback bids. With it, 0-4 at halftime, France needed an immediate goal after the restart to put any real wobble into that line.
At halftime, it's France 0, England 4, and that early breakthrough absolutely shaped everything that followed. France had looked most vulnerable the moment they lose it, because England's first forward pass has been slicing straight through the middle in two runners.
England still priced as a near lock in the highs with France and the draw marooned in the low single digits and heavy offers sitting above any comeback attempt. At 0-4 at the break, it stays frozen, unless France land the very next punch after the restart.
Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and the damage was done right before the break with that Saka finish, making it even harsher. Now it's about whether France can come out and actually protect the middle, because England have been killing them with that first forward pass. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that Saka goal right on 4-5-1 has just crushed any hope of a quiet reset. The second half is simple. France had to cut out the cheap turnovers in the middle because England have punished every loose ball instantly. Halftime here, France 0, England 4, and the only danger for England now is switching off and letting the game get messy. Keep the passes clean, keep that first press honest, and don't hand France an early second half moment to feed off. Halftime, France 0, England 4, and that early England strike absolutely dictated the rhythm of the half. Once France started forcing it, the gaps appeared, and England have been merciless, turning those transition moments into runners clean through the middle. Halftime, France 0, England 4, and that early England goal really did dictate the whole rhythm of the half. From then on, France had to open up and England have been ruthless. One quick forward, pass runners in behind, and the finish arrives before France can reset.
England is still being priced as a near lock in the highs, while France and the draw are basically left in the low single digits, and the books' offers are stacked against any comeback. With 0-4 at halftime, the only thing that can loosen that grip is France scoring very early after the restart.
Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that fourth just before the whistle tells you everything about England's speed in transition. The moment France loses England's first passes forward, and runners like Saka are hitting the box before the backline can even set. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that replay says it all about England's transition threat. When Saka and Rashford combine with one sharp forward pass, France's backline is instantly on the turn and scrambling to recover. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that Saka goal on 4-5-1 is a brutal snapshot of France switching off for just a second. England's runners are alive to it instantly, and France have to sort that communication at the back before they even think about chasing the game. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that's the kind of cushion that lets you highlight individual impact. There's real talk at the break about the England player who didn't feature in the semifinal because tonight he's looked decisive, direct, and impossible to ignore. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that is a brutal scoreboard for France to stare at in the dressing room. England's fourth on 4-5-1 came from a simple through ball and a calm Saka finish. Exactly the kind of moment France just cannot afford to gift.
England stays priced as a near lock in the highs, while France and the draw are pinned in the low single digits with massive offer-side walls choking any comeback bids. With it 0-4 at halftime, this only really moves if France hit the first goal right after the restart.
Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's hard to get past how clinical England have been when France have coughed it up in central areas. For France, after the break, the basics have to start with tighter spacing and fewer cheap fouls. That just hand England control. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's been absolutely brutal in the key moments. That Saka finish on 4-5-1 sums it up. One straight through ball, France caught square, and England punished it before anyone can recover. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's a mountain for France now. That fourth on 4-5-1 was the killer ball. One clean through ball, Saka in the box, and the finish is measured before the back line can even set. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and England have simply punished every lapse with ruthless finishing. But France, it's not about miracles yet. Just stabilize the back line and stop gifting those straight balls through the middle. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's hard to overstate the damage done by that Saka goal right on 4-5-1. France had to come out after the break and simply stop the straight balls through the middle before anything else can even begin to change. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and the damage was capped by that Saka finish right on 4-5-1. Even after that, England was still forcing blocks and corners. France have got to tighten up at the back before the second half even starts. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's a brutal scoreline for France to digest in that dressing room. Even after the fourth, England was still getting shots blocked and winning corners, so the message is clear. France have to steady the back line immediately after the restart. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's a nightmare first half of France to process. That 4th down 4-5-1 was the clearest warning sign. One straight through ball, one calm finish, and England have made every mistake feel fatal. It's halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that scoreboard is absolutely savage for France going into the dressing room. England's punished the big moments, and now it's about whether France can come out and just stop the damage before thinking about anything else.
England is still priced as a near certain winner in the high twos, while France and the draw sit around the low single digits, and the sell side depth is massively stacked against any comeback. With France down 0-4 at halftime, this only shifts if they score immediately after the restart and inject doubt. England's win odds are still basically pinned in the highs at the break, while France and the draw sit in the low single digits with a ton of sell side supply overhead. At 0-4 halftime, the only way you see a real wobble is France grabbing the first goal early in the second half. England is still trading like a near lock around the Heisel range, while France and the draw are pinned near 1-2% with huge sell walls overhead. At 0-4 at halftime, the only way this market stops feeling settled is France striking first right after the restart.
Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's an astonishingly one-sided first half on the scoreboard. That fourth right on 4-5-1, the through ball from Eze and Sakas, composed finish, just underline how quickly England are picking France apart. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's not just the scorers. England's key press played his part too with a couple big saves and a smart claim on a dangerous cross. At 4-0, that kind of control at the back just kills any French belief. Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and it's not only been about Saka and the finishers, England's goalkeeper has had to be sharp too. A couple of key saves and that decisive intervention on the cross have left France with absolutely nothing to cling to.
England still priced like a near lock in the highs with France and the draw stuck in the low single digits and those massive offers sitting overhead. At 0-4 at halftime, this stays iced unless France score the very first.
France make a halftime change. Ousmane Dembele is on for Ray and Sharkey. At 0-4 down, it's a statement of intent. France need more direct running and real threat out wide the moment the second half kicks off.
England's still trading as a near lock in the high range, and the order book is brutally one-sided with huge sell walls sitting over France and the draw. At 0-4 at halftime, this stays pinned unless France strike first right after the restart.
Halftime in Miami, France 0, England 4, and that substitution says it all. Deschamps is demanding a sharper edge immediately. France need direct running, yes, but first they gotta reset the spacing at the back or England will keep finding those straight balls through the middle. We've got a flurry of halftime changes with England leading 4-0. France roll the dice with Barcola for Duday for Hernandez and Upamecano for Konate. While England send in Ollie Watkins for Rashford. That's Deschamps screaming for fresh legs and defensive order, and Southgate managing minutes after that ruthless first half.
England is still priced as a near certain winner in the highs, with France and the draw stranded in the low single digits and massive sell side depth smothering any comeback pricing. At 0-4 at halftime, the only thing that shakes this is France scoring first straight after the restart.
Halftime in Miami, France, 0. England 4, and you can feel Deschamps trying to change the tone with those switches. Dembélé in his pure intent for direct running, and one Bonnet. But the bigger message is structure. France have to plug that central space or England will keep slicing through with simple, straight balls. Second half underway in Miami. France trail England 4-0. And those 4 halftime changes from Deschamps screen reaction more than tactics. France have to show pride and stop the simple straight balls through the middle, while England just keep it tidy and don't offer a way back. Second half is underway in Miami. France trail England by 4, and the talk is this could be Didier Deschamps' Final Four. 5 minutes in charge. The only question now is response and pride. Those 4 halftime changes have to tighten the spacing because England's straight balls have been cutting them open. Second half underway in Miami. France down 0-4 to England, and there is a heavy emotional edge with the talk. This might be Didier Deschamps' final game in charge. If that's true, those 4 changes have to translate into togetherness. First, close the gaps, defend as a unit, and show some pride. Early in the second half, at 4-7 minutes, France win a free kick in their own half as Dembélé is clipped by Giat Spence. With England 4-0 up, that's a cheap foul to give away. France will take any little foothold they can to settle and push up the pitch.
England still priced as a near lock at just over 9-0, with France and the draw stuck in the low single digits and heavy sell side supply smothering any rebound. At 0-4 in the 470H, it stays that way, unless France grab the next goal quickly and inject a hint of doubt.
Goal for France on 8 minutes, and Baby makes it 1-4, sweeping a left footer into the bottom right after Olisa threads him through on the fast break. That's exactly the kind of direct vertical moment Deschamps' halftime changes were begging for. 1 you pass, 1 run, no fuss. France is still staring at a 4-1 deficit at 8 minutes, and those 4 halftime changes look like Deschamps trying to stitch the team back together. If that press and backline stay disconnected again, England won't need anything fancy to play straight through them.
England's still trading around a 9-0 win chance, while France and the draw sit in the low single digits with huge sell-side walls overhead that make a repricing hard. With England up 4-1 at 8 minutes, this stays basically locked unless France score next and turn into real game pressure. England still prices a clear winner just under 9-0, with France down around 4 and the draw near 8, and the book remains heavy with offers against any comeback. At 1-4 on 4, 9 minutes, France need the next goal quickly to force a real wobble in that England price. England's win price is holding just under 9-0, while France are stuck around the low single digits, and the draw stays under 1-0 with huge sell-side supply overhead. At 1-4 9 minutes, France have to score next quickly, or this market keeps treating England as basically home and hosed. England's win odds are still basically pinned just under 9-0, and the order book is lopsided with heavy sell pressure sitting over any France or draw comeback. At 1:04 in the 4.9th, France need the next goal soon, or this stays priced like England can just manage the clock. England still holding just under a 9-0 win chance, while France sit around 4 and the draw under 1-0 with massive sell side supply, keeping any comeback pricing capped. At 1-4 in the 5-0 TH, France need the next goal fast, or this stays priced like England can simply see it out.
At 5-0 minutes, it's France 1, England 4, and the scoreline isn't even the whole problem for France. When one goes to press and the rest don't squeeze up, England just hoover up the second balls and run straight into the space behind. France have to move as one unit. "50 minutes and England nearly make it 5. Ollie Watkins streaks in from the right of the box, takes it on with his right foot and drags it just wide of the far post. That through ball from Bukayo Saka is still slicing France open in behind.
England stays priced just under a 9-0 win chance, with France down in the low single digits and the draw still under 1-0, and that heavy offer side depth is capping any comeback bid. With it, 1-4 at 5-0 minutes, France need the next goal soon, or the market keeps treating this as England managing the clock. England is still priced as the overwhelming favorite at just under 9-0, with France and the draw pinned in the low single digits and huge sell-side depth sitting on any comeback. At 1-4, the 5-1 statement into France need the next goal quickly, or this stays a clock management game for England.
"51 minutes and France have another opening, but Adrien Rabiot drags the left footer from the middle of the box wide. That's the reaction Deschamps wanted after the break, but at 1-4, you gotta make those central chances count to give England anything to think about.
England is still priced as a heavy favorite, just under 9 EO, with France around 5 and the draw near 7, and the books offer side is stacked against any comeback. At 1-4, the 5-1 St. France need the next goal soon to make this market blink at all. England still marked as the clear winner at roughly 9-0, while France sit near 5 and the draw around 7, with that huge sell-side depth basically capping any comeback repricing. At 5-2 minutes and 1-4, France need the next goal fast, or England just cruise this home. England's win chance is still pinned just under 9-0, with France stuck around 4 and the draw near 7, as the sell-side walls keep any comeback bid capped. At 5-2 minutes and 4-1, the market saying France must score next soon, or England simply manage this out. England's win pricing is still basically pinned around the high buy piece percent with France, and the draw stranded in single digits, and a massive offer wall stopping any comeback chase. At 1-4 on 5, 3 minutes, France simply have to nick the next goal soon to make this market even flinch. England's win chance has eased into the highs now, while the draw has lifted into the mid-teens, as that 4-1 score.
Goal for France on 5 minutes. Bradley Barcola sweeps a right foot finish from the middle of the box, and suddenly it's France 2, England 4. 2 goals in 6 minutes has completely changed the feel of this second half, and England's back line has to settle fast. "54 minutes, England still lead. France 4-1. Evereki Ez has a crack from distance, but he drags it wide. That's a sign of the confidence in this England front line right now. If France don't close that space outside the box, the shots will keep coming.
England's win chance has cooled into the lows now, with a draw up to the mid-teens, as the book starts to respect a bit of comeback risk at 5-5 minutes. But at 2-4, France still need the next goal fast, or this pricing will firm back around England seeing it out. England's win odds are holding in the lows, while the draw has crept up toward 1 in 5, as the market prices a bit more comeback volatility at 2-4. If France grab the next goal to make it 3-4, this pricing can swing sharply and England's cushion suddenly looks thin. England still around the lows to win, but the draw is now priced in. The high teens and France has nudged into low double digits as the comeback risk gets real at 2-4. If France take the next one to make it 3-4, that England price will wobble fast. England's still the clear favorite around the loches, but the draw's up near the high teens and France has pushed into double digits after that 2-4 swing. If France can land the next goal and make it 3-4, this market will reprice in a hurry.
It's with us to win if minutes gone in Miami. England still lead, France 4-2, but that 2-goal burst has changed the temperature of the whole match. France are getting runners beyond with one sharp pass, and England have got to slow those transitions down before this turns into a full-blown scramble. "56 minutes, and it's a foul by Bradley Barcola on Morgan Rogers, handing England a free kick in the attacking half, with France still trailing 2-4. That's a needless way to relieve the pressure if the Barcolas just drag France right back into this game.
England's win chance is now holding around 7-0 with the draw up near 1-5 and France in low double digits as the market finally prices that 2-goal swing. At 2-4-5, 5 minutes France and next goal to turn this into a real squeeze on England. England still priced at about a 7-0 win chance, but that's a big combo down from earlier, as the draw sits near 2-0 and France has crept into low double digits. At 2-5 by 6 minutes, the next France goal is the equalizer threat. England can't let this stay end to end.
"56 minutes, France have flagged offside Ousmane Dembele, just straying beyond the line as they try to keep that comeback rolling at 2-4. That's a little reminder for France. England will happily let them run, but the timing of those forward bursts has to be perfect now.
England still priced around a 7-0 win chance with a draw near 1-8 and France about 1-2, but the book looks capped with heavy sell-side walls, stopping a big swing. At 2-4-5, 6 minutes of France nick the next one to make it 3-4. This tightens fast, and that England price should wobble. England stays about a 7-0 favorite with a draw near 2-0 and France in the low teens, and that huge sell wall suggests the market's still resisting a full comeback repricing. At 4-2-5, 7 minutes, France's next goal is the one that really turns the screw. England's still roughly a 7-0 favorite, with the draw sitting around 1-5 and France low teens, and that heavy offer side is capping any runaway comeback repricing. At 2-4-5, 7 France need the next goal to really squeeze England and force this market to budge.
Bradley Barcola clips Bukayo Saka, and England win the free kick deep in their own half, and now it's a corner to England on 5-9 as Upamecano concedes it. After France's 2-goal burst, this is a big moment for England to slow it down and make France defend a set piece.
England still prices the clear favorite in the mid-shees, while France sit low teens and the draws in the high teens, with big sell-side walls capping any comeback surge. At 2-5-5, 8 minutes, France need the next goal fast to really shake this market. England still priced as a clear favorite around 7-0, while the draw hangs in the high teens and France low teens. And that lopsided sell-side depth says the market's not buying a full comeback yet. At 2-4-5, 8 minutes, France need the next goal to turn this into real pressure. England's still about a 7-0 favorite, with the draw in the high teens and France low teens, and the sell-side depth is massive, so the comeback is being capped for now. At 2-4-5, 9 with an England corner, this is a chance to kill France's momentum rather than let it turn into 3-4.
59 minutes and a huge moment at the near end. Iban Tony rises for the header from close range, and France's keeper stands tall to push it away. And England corner was a real chance to take the sting out of this comeback, but France survived and keep it at 4-2.
England still pressed around a 7-0 win chance with a draw near 1-5, and France low teens, and the offer side is so stacked, it's capping any further comeback repricing. With France down 4-2 at 5-9 minutes, they still need the next goal to make this market flinch. England still priced around a 7-0 favorite with the draw near 1-5, and France low teens, and the order book is massively offer heavy, so any comeback squeeze is being resisted for now. At 4-2 on 6-0 minutes, France still need the next goal to make this market finally wobble.
"61 minutes and my goalie tries his luck for France from outside the box with the left foot, but he can't find the target." At 4-2 down, they've got to start turning these long-range looks into real work for the England keeper.
England still sitting around a 7-0 favorite with the draw near 2-0 and France just above 1-0, and the book is wildly offer heavy. So it's resisting a bigger comeback, repricing. At 6-0 minutes in board 2, France need the next goal to turn this from a chase into real market pressure. England still holding around a low-wage wins chance while the draw sits just under 1-5 and France barely above 1-10 with that massive offer side still capping a swing. At 4-2 on 6-1 minutes, France need the very next goal to make this feel like a genuine finish.
"62 minutes gone. It's France 2-4 England, and you can feel the danger in England's loose moments. One sloppy giveaway, and France is suddenly running straight at them with numbers. England have got to get bodies behind the ball quicker, because those transitions are where this turns.
England still holding roughly a 3/4 win chance, and the draw plus France are stuck in the mid-teens and around 10. With the offer stacked so heavily, it's hard to move the price. At 2-4 on 6-2 minutes, France have to score next to force a real repricing.
England still lead. France 4-2 on 6-2 minutes, but that set piece just now was massive. Tony's near post split caused chaos, and Mingen had to react in a split second to keep it out. In a swinging game like this, that kind of save can hold a comeback at arm's length.
England remain about a 3/4 favorite, while France are still down near 10%, and the draw sits in the high teens, with heavy sell-side depth continuing to cap any comeback repricing. At 4-2 on 6-2 minutes, France need the next goal to make this market genuinely flinch. England still priced around a low favorite with a draw near 2-0 and France about 1-0, and the book remains heavily offer stacked, so there's no real drift yet. At 2-4 on 6-3 minutes, France have to find the next goal quickly to force this market to budge.
"63 minutes and France win a free kick in their own half, and Declan Rice catches Adrian Rabiot. Rice involved at both ends tonight. With England still 4-2 up, this is a moment for France to get their heads up and hit that first pass cleanly into the gas.
England still holding in the lowies to win with France around 10, and the draw in the high teens, and the sell side remains stacked, so there's no fresh drift. With England up 4-2 at 6-3 minutes, France need the next goal soon to make this pricing finally blink. England are still trading in the low cost range to win, with France barely above 10 and the draw under 1-5, and that offer side is still stacked, so there's no real drift. At 64 minutes, with England up 4-2, France have to strike next to turn this from control into nerves.
64 minutes, and it's a little flurry at both ends. Evereke Eze has a left-footer block from the left side of the box, and then France respond with Dembele forcing a clean save from Dean Henderson right down the middle. At 4-2 England. That's exactly the kind of end-to-end moment France want to drag England into.
England still sit in the lows to win with a draw in the high teens, and France near one ending, and that offer-heavy book is still capping any comeback repricing. At 6 more minutes, Syrup England can absorb this end-to-end spell without the market really blinking.
"65 minutes, and France tests Dean Henderson again. Upamecano lets wide from outside the box, but Henderson gets down sharply to his bottom left and holds England's lead. Zaire Emery set it up, and that tells you France are happy to hit from range if England won't step out.
MBPF's goal at 6-6 instantly tightens the win probability pricing, and you usually see England's edge shrink, while the next goal, France side, gets marked up hard. At 3-4 in the 6-7 teach, this stops looking like game management and becomes a live equalizer chase, with England needing cleaner exits to steady the tape. England's win odds have softened again into the highs, while the draw has jumped to roughly 1-3 and France is only around 1-5, with the book still piled on the offer side. At 4-2-1-6-5 minutes, the market's basically saying one more France goal is the spark that makes this properly chaotic.
Mbappe makes it 3-4 as so. France have roared back from 0-4, and this is now on a knife edge. From your side, how violently do the win drop probabilities swing after a third France goal in 20 minutes? And what does the market usually do in a momentum game like this?
England are sitting around a mid-Sir win chance now with the draw near 3-0 and France mid-Z's, so the market's treating this as wide open despite England still leading. At 3-1-6-7 minutes, France's next goal is the equalizer, and that's the single swing risk England have to snuff out. England are priced in the lows to win now with the draw just over 3-0 and France mids, so it's basically a coin flip plus despite the 1-goal lead. At 3-4-6-7 minutes, the tape is telling you the equalizer is the big swing and England need to kill this momentum fast. England are now priced roughly mids to win with a draw, just over 3-0, and France about a quarter, so the lead is being treated as fragile rather than decisive. At 3-4 in the 6-7 TH1 more, France's goal is the equalizer, and that's the swing the market's bracing for.
"68 minutes, Mbappe spins in the middle and lashes it with his right from the center of the box, but he drags it just wide of the left post. Dendelish through ball cut England open again there. France are finding that one pass that puts Mbappe in behind.
England are being priced more like a Lowe's favorite now with the draw about 1-3 and France a quarter, so the market's basically calling it wide open. Despite the lead, at 3-4-6-8 minutes, France's next goal is the equalizer, and that's the one swing England have to prevent. England are holding as a low S favorite with the draw around 1-3 and France in the mid, so the market's staying cautious rather than chasing the leader. At 3-4-6-8 minutes, that's the tape racing for a France equalizer. If this pressure keeps landing,
we've got a Drace break at 6-8 minutes, and it comes with England still clinging on to a 4-3 lead over France. You can feel why they'll welcome it. France have been slicing in behind, and Mbappe's been getting on the end of that through ball far too often.
England's win probability is sitting in the lows with a draw just above 3-0, and France mid, so the market's basically saying this lead is fragile. At 3-4 on 6-9 minutes, France's next goal is the equalizer, and that's still the main risk England have to shut down. England's still only being priced as the lowest favorite with the draw a touch above 3A and France mid, so this book's staying nervous despite the lead. At 3-4 on 6-9 minutes, that's the market bracing for a France equalizer if England can't slow the tempo. England's win chance is still stuck in the lows with the draw about 1-3, and offers are stacked on the sell side, so nobody's paying up for safety yet. With England up 4-3 at 7-0 minutes, that pricing keeps shouting that France's equalizer is the swing risk. England still trades as only a lows favorite with the draw around 3-0 and France mid-seas, so the market isn't rewarding that one goal lead at all. At 3-4 on 7-0 minutes, that keeps the spotlight on France handing the equalizer rather than England seeing this out comfortably. England still sits lows to win with the draw around a third, so pricing hasn't tightened at all, and the book's staying nervous this late. With France only one down at 7-1 minutes, that tells you the market still sees the equalizer as a dominant swing.
"72 minutes, and it's a foul by Adrien Rabiot on Jeriel Kwanzaa, so England get the free kick deep in their defensive half with that 4-3 lead still intact. That's exactly the kind of restart England will want now. Calm it down, take a breath, and get their shape set for the next wave.
England still prices only a lows favorite with a draw about 1-3 in France mid, so there's no late lock-in, despite the lead. At 7-1 minutes with England up 4-3, that keeps all the tension on France chasing the equalizer. England's still only being priced as a lows favorite with the draw just over 3 and France mid, so there's no late lock despite the own goal cushion. At 7-2 minutes in 4-3, that keeps the whole market leaning on one France chance to level it.
"72 minutes and Michael Lopez gives away the foul on Marquez, so England earn another free kick deep in their own half, with England still leading France 4-3. That's exactly what England need right now. Slow the restart, get organized, and stop feeding France those transition moments.
Pricing's basically unchanged. England still sits lows to win the draw, just over 3-0, France mids is, and the book is still heavy on the offer side, so nobody's chasing late certainty. At 7:02 minutes with England 4-3 up in play, restarting off those defensive free kicks, this is still about France finding one equalizer. The pricing is basically frozen. England still lows to win the draw, about 1-3, France mid-odds, and the sell side looks heavy. So there's no late safety bid yet. With England up 4-3 at 7-4 minutes, that keeps the entire market laser focused on stopping France's equalizer rather than celebrating control.
England are still hanging on to a 4-3 lead at 7-4 minutes, but that cushion from halftime has completely evaporated, and France believe they can finish this. England's best friend right now is simple. Win smart fouls, keep the next two passes, and stop feeding Mbappe those runs in behind. "73 minutes and Ivan Toney wins England a free kick deep in the defensive half, with England still leading France 4-3. That is exactly the kind of streetwise moment they need now. Take the sting out of it, get bodies up the pitch, and make France reset. 75 minutes, and Michael Olise wriggles into the middle and lashes a left footer from the center of the box, but he can't keep it down, and it's wide. That's another warning for England at 4-3. France are getting bodies into the danger area and finding shots inside the penalty spot.
England's price has eased into the highs, now with a drop in the mids, and France still just under 3-0. So the market's tightening around, not settled yet, rather than backing the leader. At 5 minutes with England 4-3 up, that screams France's equalizer risk is still driving the tape. England has snapped back to the lows to win with the draw around a third again in France mids, but that lopsided sell side depth says conviction still isn't there. At 6 minutes and 4-3 up, England can steady this if they keep breaking up play and kill France's rhythm.
At 6 minutes, it's France 3, England 4, and that 4-goal coffin has turned into pure nerves for England. France are carrying real police now, and with Olise and Mbappe popping up in the middle, England simply have to keep the ball for 2 passes and breathe.
England's win odds are holding in the mid-6s with the draw still sitting around 1-3 and the book still massively stacked on the sell side, so nobody's paying up for certainty. At 7 to 6 minutes with England 4-3 up, that keeps the tension on. France finding the equalizer. England still isn't getting paid like a late leader, sitting in the lows while the draw stays around 1-3. And that massive overside depth says traders won't chase certainty. With England up 4-3 at 7 minutes, the market's still pricing one France equalizer as the big swing.
.76 gone, and Lucas Digne clips. Bukayo Saka, England win the free kick deep in their own half, with England still leading France 4-3. It's another little breather for England in a frantic spell, a chance to slow it down and push the lineup before France come again.
England's still only a lows favorite with the draw, about 1-3, and that huge sell side depth tells you nobody's paying up for late certainty here. At 7 minutes with England 4-3 up, the market's basically screaming that France's next big moment could be the equalizer.
.77 minutes, and it's a foul by Ollie Watkins for England. France get the free kick with England still leading 4-3. That's the last thing England need right now. Needless contact just invites Mbappe and Olise to swing another ball into a dangerous area.
England are still only priced in the mid-6s to win, with the draw sitting around a third and the book is visibly offer heavy, so there's no late squeeze towards certainty. At 8 minutes with England 4-3 up, that keeps the whole market obsessed with France, finding the equalizer rather than England seeing it out. England still priced around the mids to win with the draw near 1-3 and France about 1-5. And the order book remains heavily stacked on the sell side, so confidence isn't chasing higher. At 8 minutes with England leading 4-3, the market's still leaning on France, finding that equalizer.
77 minutes, Ollie Watkins commits the foul for England, and France get another free kick with England still clinging to that 4-3 lead. That's exactly the kind of cheap set-piece invitation you cannot give Mbappe and Olise at this stage. One decent ball in, and it's chaos again.
England's win chance has pushed up to about 5-0, while France is down near 2-0, but the book is still stacked with sellers, so there's no panic bid for safety. At 9 minutes with England leading 4-3, that tells you one France equalizer is still the swing the market fears most. England's back to being priced close to a 6-0 favorite now, while France have slid into the low teens, and the draw sits just under 3-0, even with a very heavy offer side book. With England still 4-3 up at 80 minutes, the market's leaning toward them, seeing it out, unless France land that equalizer fast.
We're in the 8-1 same minute, and France is still trailing 4-3, and Beepers just had a left-footed effort from a tight angle on the left, blocked. Then Lucas Dean gives away a foul on Morgan Rogers, and England respond with a double change, Anderson and Bellingham on to try and steady this chaotic finish.
England's win odds have cooled back to the lows while the draws back around 1-3. And that offer-heavy book still shows traders reluctant to pay for certainty. With England leading 4-3 at 80 minutes, the market is keeping a real premium on France, forcing the equalizer. England are now being priced as a mids favorite, with the draw still around 3-0. And France down in the mid-teens, even though the sell side is piled high. So nobody's chasing certainty. At 81 minutes with England up 4-3, that's the market saying the clock is England's ally unless France nick that equalizer soon. England's now priced in the mids to win, with the draw still around 3-10, and the book is still jammed with sell-side liquidity, so there's no rush into safe pricing. At 81 minutes with England up 4-3, France basically need that equalizer quickly to flip this market. England's win line is holding in the mids with the draw still near 3-10, and despite the offer-heavy book, the pricing isn't drifting back toward panic. At 82 minutes with England leading 4-3, that's the market saying France need an equalizer soon or the clock wins.
And at 80 minutes, Bejan stands tall again. He saves Bellingham's right-footed effort from point-blank range straight down the middle after Watkins tees it up. Then Rogers has one blocked. Olise drags his chance wide, and now we've got a delay involving England as this thriller pauses at 4-3.
England are holding as a highs as favorite, with the draw still near 3-0, and that heavy offer-side depth plus some bearish England flow says conviction still isn't chasing higher. At 82 minutes with England up 4-3, the market's basically paying for one France equalizer to drag this right back to a draw price. England
83 minutes, substitution for England. Reece James is on for the injured. Jarrell Quansah, and it's still France 3, England 4. That's a big change at the back this late. England just need calm defending and clean clearances because France have been living off those quick runs and second ball. We've got a stoppage at 8. 2 minutes here because Jarrell Quansah is down injured for England. And remember, it's France 3, England 4 with the clock ticking at 8-3. England will be desperate this break doesn't force another reshuffle at the back because France have been living off those quick runs in behind.
England's being priced around a 6-0 favorite now with the draw just under 3-0, and France down in the low teens, even though the book is still massively offer heavy. At 3 minutes with England leading 4-3, that's the market saying it's England's game unless France find that equalizer fast. England still prices roughly a 6-0 favorite with the draw just under 3-0, and France down near 1-0, even though the book is stacked with sell-side liquidity. At 83 minutes with England leading 4-3, that's the market backing them to see it out. If they just dodge the equalizer, England still priced around a 6-0 favorite with the draw just under 3-0 and France near 1-0, and that enormous sell-side depth screams no one's paying up for certainty yet. At 4 minutes with England 4-3 up, the market's saying the clock is England's friend as long as they avoid one France equalizer.
"84 minutes and Dean Henderson makes the save. Mbappe lets fly from outside the box, and it's straight down the middle, but England's keeper holds firm. Barcola set it up, and that's a huge little moment for England, with France still pushing at 4-3.
England's win probability has jumped into the high bullies now, while France are priced as a long shot, and the draw has been marked down hard. At 84 minutes with England still up 4-3, the market's basically saying they just need to kill the game and not concede that equalizer. England's now priced as an overwhelming favorite with the draw in France, both crushed into single digits as the book leans heavily toward the lead holding. At 85 minutes with England up 4-3, that's the market screaming, manage the clock because one France equalizer is the only real risk left. England's price has snapped to the Lozos, while both the draw and the France comeback are basically being treated as tail risks. Either with that huge sell side sitting there. At 5 minutes, with England up 4-3, it's seed out territory unless France can force one clean equalizer.
Penalty to England at 85 with them leading chorusing and clock management. What does that do to win draw probabilities and liquidity right now?
England are priced as about a jigging plus winner now with the draw in single digits, and France basically written off even though the books still stacked with sell side liquidity. At 8-6 with England leading 4-3 and that penalty just awarded
It's a penalty goal in 87 minutes and England moved back clear. France 3, England double KO, Saka sweeps it in left-footed. That's a massive composure moment after France had clawed it all the way back to 1, and it gives England real breathing room for these final minutes.
England are now priced like a mid-the-scene favorite, with a draw down around 3, and France near 1, and the book screaming very low upset risk this late. At 8-6 with England still 4-3 up, and that penalty just won a make here, all but turns the final minutes into game management. England's now priced like a mid-a-truce winner, with the draw and France both basically crushed into tiny tail risk territory after that Saka penalty made it 5-3. With 3 minutes left, the market's saying England just need to keep their shape and see out the clock. England are priced in the mid to OPZs now, with the draw down around low single digits, and France basically a 1% tail risk after that penalty goal. At 80 to 5-3 up, it's pure clock management for England, unless France strike immediately. England are trading in the mid-jokes to win now with the draw down around 4 and France near 1. So the market's basically locked onto the 2-gill cushion at 8 minutes. With England up 5-3, it's about smart game management and avoiding any quick French strike that reopens it. England's still priced around a mid-sold favorite, with the draw down near low single digits, and France basically a 1% tail risk as the book leans hard to the lead holding. At 8-9 minutes and 5-3 up England, just need to stay compact and run the clock down.
Nine minutes gone, France 3, England 5, and it's still end-to-end and feel even this late. France are linking those sharp little 1-2s to open the lane, but after Ace Olise wide and Mbappe straight at Henderson, that final contact just hasn't matched the build-up.
England still priced in the mid-zones to win, with the draw stuck around low single digits and France effectively a rounding error. At 8-9 minutes and 5-3 up, this is England's to manage, unless France land an instant punchback. England is still trading in the mid-series to win with the draw stuck around 4, and France basically priced out, and there's heavy sell liquidity sitting above. At 9-0 with England up 5-3, It's all about killing stoppage time and not conceding one that sparks chaos. England still priced in the mid-shows to win with a draw around 4 and France near 1. So the market's basically saying this is settled despite that stacked offer side. At 9-0 and 5-3 up, England just have to drain stoppage time and avoid gifting France a quick lifeline.
+1 and France keeps swinging. Bradley Barcola lets fly from outside the box, but England get the block in and snuff it out. That's exactly what England need now. Bodies in the lane, no clean strikes, and just bleed these final seconds with a 2-goal cushion.
England's win line is still sitting in the mid-series, with France basically priced as a tail risk. So the market's treating this as close to settled, even in stoppage time. At 9:01 with England 5-3 up, France need an immediate shrek to make anyone flinch again. England's win price is basically pinned in the highs, now with a draw around 3 and France effectively 0, and there's still huge offer side liquidity sitting up top. At 9:01 with England leading 5-3, the market's saying this is just England seeing out stoppage time, unless France lands something instantly. England is basically priced as a highs winner now with a draw, a tiny single-digit hedge, and France effectively written off, as the book sits heavily on the offer side. At 9:01 with England up 5-3, it's pure time wasting in clean clearances, unless France conjure one immediate chance. England's win line is basically pinned in the very high
90+2, and it's still France 3, England 5. Barcola's long-range hit is blocked. France win. The corner, then Conde is forced on for the injured. Husto and Peep has caught offside, and Rabiot clips Bellingham to hand England a common free kick in their own hand.
England's win line is basically glued in the very highs again, while the draw is down around 3, and France is effectively priced out. At 9:02 with a 2-3 kill England lead, this is the market calling it clock-killing territory unless France score right now. England's win price is still basically pinned in the very highs with a draw down around 2, and France effectively 0 despite that huge sell wall sitting on the board. At 9:03 with England at 5-3, this is all about bleeding the last seconds and not giving France a set-piece chance. England is now priced as essentially a near lock, with the drawdown around 1%, and France effectively 0, as the book gets one-sided. At 9:03 and 5-3 up, England just need to see out stoppage time, with smart clearances and no rash fouls.
+3, and France waste a big moment there. Ousmane Dembélé drags a right footer wide from the right side of the box. With England still leading 5-3, that miss just lets them exhale and set up for the next clearance in this added time stretch.
England's win price is basically nailed on at about 9-9 with the draw down near 1, and France offered at effectively 0 as the book stays very one-sided. At 9:04 with England 5-3 up, it's just about closing out stoppage time without a single chaotic set piece. England's win odds are now basically pinned at a near certain level, while the draw is crushed to around 1%, and France is effectively shut out with a massive sell wall still overhead. At 9:04 with England up 5-3, it's pure game management now. Don't concede a cheap set piece, and the market stays locked.
We've got another stoppage at 9-0 plus 4 here. DJ Spence is down injured for England, and with France 3, England 5. This is exactly the kind of interruption England won't mind as the seconds drain away. The only worry is whether it forces yet another defensive reshuffle this late.
England's win is effectively priced as a near lock at roughly 9-9, with the draw crushed to about 1, and France basically 0, and the book is still lopsided on the offer side. At 9:05 with England up 5-3, it's just see out these final added time seconds and don't gift France a quick set piece.
France have scored at 96 to make it T. Courts and Dembele.
That 9:06 France goal snaps the pricing back toward uncertainty, with England's win odds softening and the draw extra time covered getting bid in a hurry. At 5-4 with seconds left, the market's screaming, one more France chance changes everything, so laid hedges matter now. That 96 France goal blows up a near-lock narrative. England's win odds should compress sharply, while the draw extra time tail risk spikes, because a single France attack now equalizes at 5-5 in stoppage time.
Late drama confirmed. 96 goal for France makes it 4-5, not 5-5. England still lead, but the momentum and draw it tail risk jump in these final seconds. Update your angle accordingly.
England's win price has slipped into the mid-zone news, and the draw's been bid up to the mid-single digits, while France is still basically unpriced. With it. Now, 5-4 at 9:06, one more French attack to equalize is suddenly the only thing the market's guarding against. England's win line is still sitting in the low to mid-zoos, but the draw has jumped to around 8, as that late France goal forces a real hedge. At 9:07 at 5-4 England, just need one clean clearance and no cheap foul to kill the equalizer threat. England is back to essentially fully priced for the win, with the draw crushed to around 1%, and France effectively written off as we sit deep in stoppage time. At 9:07, with England leading 5-4, the market's saying just hold the ball and don't give France one last clean look. England's win is back to essentially fully priced, while the draw is crushed to around 2 and France is basically off the board with heavy offers stacked against a late flip. At 9:07 with England 5-4 up, it's all about one disciplined clearance and no needless foul. England is now priced as a complete lock again, with win odds effectively at 108 and draw, and France pushed to 0 while the buy side stacks on England. At 9:08 England, still 2 goals up at 6-4, the market's basically saying the whistle's the only risk left. England is now priced as a full lock with all the liquidity stacked on the England win and the draw, and France essentially dead. At 9:09 and 6-4 up, this is just England seeing out the final seconds without one last freak break. England is now fully locked in at effectively 1-0 with draw, and France marked down to 0 as the bids stack on the England side. With a 6-4, the match ended. This is settlement territory rather than stoppage time drama. England is fully locked at effectively 1-0 now, with draw and France priced at 0, and the buy side still stacked behind England. Full time at 6-4 makes it pure settlement territory. No late twist left for the market to fear. England is fully locked for the win with draw, and France effectively worthless now, and liquidity is still stacked on the England side into settlement. Full time at 6-4 means there's no late equalizer risk left. This is just the market closing the book on England's victory. England is completely locked in for the win. Now with draw and France effectively marked at 0, and all the depth sitting on the England side. With full time at 6-4, there's no game state risk left at all. This is purely a settlement queue. England is priced as a total lock at 1-0 with the draw, and France essentially marked at 0, and all the depth leaning one way. Full time at 6-4 means there's nothing left to trade on. Now this is just the market waiting to settle England's win. England's win is priced as a complete lock at essentially 1-0-0 with draw, and France effectively worthless, and the book one way into settlement. Full time at 6-4 England means there's no match risk left. This is just the market waiting to close it out.